there, my name's Niandra, and this week a clip went round of XQC getting mad at Mercy's Superjump. That reignited some discussion about her impact, so I wanted to quickly throw out my own thoughts. Okay, let me show you the footage in case you haven't seen it.
Wow, that's fucking broken! That is disgusting! What a disgusting fucking mechanic! That is fucking disgusting! That is that's wrong!
What I took away from this clip is a player who tunnel visioned on Mercy and got killed because they weren't focused on anything else. Forcing the enemy team to commit more resources to killing you is a nice benefit mobile healers get over ones that are stationary. Also note that he misses a lot of shots while Mercy is using normal GA, because hey, she needs to be slippery to stay alive. Some people have been rightfully worried about this clip because Blizzard have been known to listen to players like XQC. I remember saying this a few years back on a Reddit post where I wish professional or famous players were a bit more cautious with what they said. I hope this doesn't come across as rude, but what I've personally noticed is that some mid-tier players will parrot what pros say without adding their own thought or fully understanding it. Why should I learn how to counter something when my favourite streamer just says it's broken? As for Superjump itself, I personally think it's pretty balanced. Only recently did I actually learn it because I didn't want to become dependent on something that could potentially be removed and did fine without it. Hell, on my alt account streams, I pushed Sombrero from Plat to Masters while not knowing how to do it. In my opinion, good positioning, game sense and damage boost are still the main keys to getting good at Mercy. Superjump can be great for positioning, but it isn't the only tool available. When you first learn Superjump, you want to use it constantly because it's new and exciting. In quick play, this is fine even though it can get you kills because ultimately there aren't consequences to losing. However, bring this attitude into comp and Mercy's going to become a detriment to her team. I've said this before, but Superjumping could leave Mercy more exposed than if she had just used cover. Going up and down is predictable movement, especially as Superjump becomes more known, and using it constantly against Widow or McCree, especially now that he's been buffed, is just asking for death. Most of my YouTube content is commentary VODs where I record myself playing and then review my plays. One thing you'll notice in the ones since I learned Superjump is that I actually don't use it very often. I'd say there's 3 categories of Superjump: bad ones, good ones, and necessary ones, the latter not actually being that common. It's definitely a situational piece of tech. The other issue I had with this incident is that a lot of people in response have been saying that Superjump is the only thing keeping Mercy viable, which I 100% disagree with. This season, I've experienced both GM and Bronze Mercy, and the games where I minimise mistakes, aka don't go for dumb reses, I feel great about my performance, and hearing people say she isn't impactful kind of bums me out. Hopefully, by continuing to share my experiences on YouTube and Twitch, I can maybe change some minds. Mercy's healing does not require aim or a resource meter, and because of this, she brings consistency to the table. In mid-tier and below especially, that is one of the most valuable things you can have. But she needs to stay alive. I've personally concluded that Mercy's impact is highly tied to minimising deaths. In Bronze, I would only have 2 or 3, and because I spent so much time in the fight, my healing output was crazy. Her kit is easy to get value from, especially compared to Anna, even if it isn't as obvious or flashy. There is Moira, but many consider her to get weaker as you climb due to her lack of utility, while Mercy can only get better. This is already getting a bit long, and I kind of wanted to make a full video about playing Mercy in Bronze, so I'm just going to wrap this up here. Thank you so much for watching, feel free to check out my Patreon, and have a nice day.